There was no big fish that you were going to get that was really going to impact this season. And even if there was, you don't have the capital to get him because you can't even trade your first in this year's draft until draft night because your picks are tied up in New York. So that's why I liked the Grimes trade, because Burks' value, look, he had nothing. At best, you were going to get 1 second for him. So you look at it as Burks is one of those 2 seconds, and Bojan is a second plus Grimes, which I think is a little bit more than a first essentially in value. So it's not the best value. I would have liked for the Pistons to get the protections back, because I feel like from New York's position, like they're not even really giving anything up. They're just giving something back. But James Edwards III tweeted that they were unwilling to part with that first or any of their firsts in any Bojan discussions, and there was no first being offered around the league for Bojan. So this is just what his value was. And again, I like Grimes. I'm really high on Grimes. I'm right there with Spencer. I've watched film on this guy. He's a great defender. I think he's a good shooter, and I think he's a great complementary piece to Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. I think he's an awesome guy that you can throw in there. And 3-and-D wings are the hardest thing to find in the NBA, and the Pistons may have found one that's not going to be life-changing. You're not Paul George, not Mikal Bridges, not the all-star 3-and-D wing, but a rotational 3-and-D wing, a Dorian Finley-Smith, if that's your ceiling for this guy, like that's a damn good player.
And that's what Pistons fans are clamoring for, was a Bruce Brown type player. Like, that's what Quentin Grimes is. He is your Bruce Brown type player. They're clamoring for a stretch 4. Get us a stretch 4. That's what Fettuccine Alfredo is. He is your stretch 4. So I don't think it's crazy to overreact, because I could see if you expected this team to become, a playoff contender overnight thanks to the trade deadline, then maybe you're overreacting and maybe this is your tipping point. But I didn't expect much more than this. They didn't have much to give away. I know they weren't going to part with one of their 4 guys that would actually get them a return, and they didn't. I would have liked to see them maybe move Stewart in a combination with the first-round pick this year. Even I don't think they can trade it, though.
They can't trade their pick in this year's draft till draft night because it's tied up to the
so
New York.
Maybe they do something on draft night.
Yeah, no, they will. They 100% will. I will be shocked right now if the Pistons draft.
Troy always does something on draft night, by the way, too, like historically.